What's up guys, short video today. We're just going to jump into OP15 Brook. This dude's pretty unique, first leader that we've had like it. Under the rules of the game, when your deck is reduced to 0, you don't lose the game immediately, you lose at the end of the turn. Then active main, you can trash 4 cards from the top of your deck. If your deck is at 0, you get to set one of your characters as active. Just very combo oriented, but it can feel very gimmicky at the same time. We have 4 of the Searcher Nami, 2 of the Blocker Nami that rest 8 cost or lower characters, 4 of the Zoro from PRB2, also just a 2k counter, really solid card. We have 2 of the Secret Luffy from OP13, has double attack. We have 3 of the OP15 Brook. On play, rest any of your opponent's cards, very one of any of your opponent's cards, really strong. And then active main, you can also trash this Brook and set one of your 8 cost or lower characters as active, base cost of 8 as well, because some of your characters give themselves plus to their cost, so base cost is important. We have Toulon Beppo. I didn't get a lot of use out of this in the games that I played, but I do understand why people are running it. Plus 2k to your leader is awesome, and then keeping something stunned for your opponent's turn, also really good. 4 of the 2k counter Sanji, 4 spoils, 4 Tony Chopper Searcher, 4 anti-removal Zoro, 4 Pirate Docking 6, 4 Nightmare Luffy, 4 Monster Reborn Nami, 3 of the Demonic Aura 9-sword style Ashura Dead Man's Game, and 2 Swallow Bond Evant? I don't think I said that right, but this 0 cost card that is for Brook. Let's jump into the games though. Going to be checking out a Red Yellow Bonney game today. I thought the lethal turn on this one was really interesting, so I wanted to go back and kind of dissect it a little bit. We end up going second as opponent chooses to take first, and we're going to end up taking this starting hand. I think it's kind of fine, mostly just because we have the Pirate Docking 6 and a 2 cost to play back off of it when the time comes. We're going to keep this hand. They drop down the Nami, they search out the EBO4 Luffy. We're going to dump 5 off of the Sanji, and then I kind of really like to just use leader effect almost super actively every turn, just trying to push those 4 cards in the trash. So we're at 9 already, and we have a good grip of options when we do get to a chopper turn, or say we have a Nami to play out. So we're going to swing 5 here. We don't have a lot to do. We're just going to play out the Zoro. I don't think I've actually seen many Bonney players run this 3 cost EBO1 chopper. It is interesting for the deck though, and it's honestly really good cost or power reduction. Opponent already building a pretty fat grip over there, opting to minus the Zoro by 1. We're just going to take the hit. We unfortunately get Bonnied here, but we see a Pirate Docking 6, so we're going to grab one of the choppers back, trashing it off, deciding to grab the 8 cost Nami. That way on our following turn we just have a real good way to kind of play characters out from trash, you know? We're going to pop off. Hopefully we have a Nightmare Luffy in trash at this point. I'm pretty sure we do, but opponent is already at 1 life, so we don't have a way to swing in right now that's meaningful. We're just going to end up passing the turn. Of course, we do use the leader effect. Like I said, we're trying to deck out as quick as possible, but lining it up with our leader effect if we can. Still trying to stay a little healthy. We are going to drop the Nami here. We're going to play out the Nightmare Luffy. Yes, we do have one. And we have a bunch of cards in trash, so it does have its first 2 effects, becoming a 17 cost, becoming a 9k body, and then on the opponent's turn it will also boost our leader to 7k, which is dope. So we do swing, we clear the Nami 5 cost just to get a card out of their hand. They do play the Borsalino, which heals them back to 2. Doesn't really matter though, we just swing 9 into 9, they take it. Or, well, we swung 9 into 7, they took it, going down to 1, boosting them to 9k as well. We're going to pass the turn there though. As I said, we are a 7k leader now, which is pretty fantastic. We do have to play through the Borsalino, which is a little bit annoying. I'm also kind of anticipating the 10 cost Luffy that allows itself to be played for 9. We're going to block here. We don't have a lot of counter. This is the Luffy that I was talking about. It's a 10 cost, but if you're at 1 or less life, you can play it for 9. It then trashes a card to become a blocker and boost your leader by 2k. So this is going to actually make Bonney 7k on their turn and then 9k on our turn. We're just going to give them 1k here. We want to stay at 2 life if we can. We're going to DMG, resting the Chopper and the Borsalino. Then we're going to try to clear these. The Luffy is not going to be a blocker on the next turn, so we're going to try clearing the Borsalino. We already got the Chopper out. We are leaving 5 Dawn open, so we can go into another Pirate docking 6 though. They end up just giving us some cards out of hand. We're not going to swing the 7 cost Luffy into the Borsalino. They would just block it with their 10 cost, so we do just play the Pirate docking 6, playing another Chopper over the Sanji, putting more cards in trash. We use leader effect first, it never hurts. As I said, we actually play the Zoro out just to stay a little safe because it is anti-removal, but it's also a blocker, so that's pretty solid. That's going to potentially keep us from dying this turn. They will swing 7 with the Borsalino here. We're just going to take it. I was hoping to see something with counter. We unfortunately just find a Nami though. Opponent swings 9. Luckily we have a 2k Sanji and a Brook in hand, so we're able to trash out to 10. They play another Luffy down, kind of annoying for us. We're going to block with the Zoro. We take this hit. We're going to block with the Zoro when they swing the 10 cost Luffy in, because as I said, it's only a blocker on the first turn. So we pretty much have to go for lethal here. I make a little bit of a blunder. I'm going to misclick swinging this Nami. I meant to swing this Nami into the Borsalino. We're actually accidentally going to swing it into leader. Nothing, not helpful at all. So we just clear with the Pirate docking 6. Now I'm kind of trying to figure out how to set this turn up correctly because we have to play through a blocker. Opponent's a 9k. They have a life still. And then I realize Brook 6 cost rests anything. So we will play the Brook out. We're going to rest the 10 cost. We're going to put 2 Dawn onto the 7 cost Luffy. And then we'll swing 12 into 9. They're going to take it. Then we're thinking about using the Brook effect because Brook can trash himself to set a character as active, an 8 cost or less character, base 8 cost or less character, but I kind of wanted to finish this out with the leader effect if possible, thinking it would be like a cool way to show it off. So we do deck out to 0, we set the Luffy back as active, we swing 12 again. They do have the 0 cost event plus a Borsalino, but now we're able to trash off the Brook, which is also kind of really cool to restand. If they have 2 2Ks, we were cooked, but they only had 2 1Ks, so we were able to close it out. And I just thought that was a really cool representation of what this deck can do. While our opponent kind of took themselves down to 1 really quickly, so we weren't able to get a lot of leader swings in, the Pirate docking 6 I feel like came in really clutch even if we didn't swing it a ton. Being a 5/7 is really nice, and then it can also either bring out the Chopper or the Zoro. That Zoro literally saved us that game. But let's jump into the deck breakdown real quick, and yeah, that's the video, guys. Overall, I think Brook is really fun. It can feel very combo-y, trying to really get yourself decked down to 0 as not necessarily quickly as possible, but in a manner that kind of fits you pushing for lethal. I really like bringing this Luffy back off of the Nami. It can feel a little slow, but it is like a 14 Dawn play for essentially 4 after the Luffy restands Dawn. Pirate Docking 6, this card is really, really cool. It just brings back one of your 2-cost or lower Straw Hats. Most of the time I was finding myself bringing back the Chopper just to put more cards in the trash, but it was nice to bring back the Nami for an additional search, since Nami technically looks at 5, whereas Chopper just looks at 3. Well, trash is 3. I like this Nightmare Luffy. I think it's crazy in this deck. Being a 9 or 10k power for 7 is awesome. Making your leader 7k on your opponent's turn, really, really strong. But overall, I think the best card in the deck is probably Nami. This does so much for Black Straw Hat. It's a really, really good card. I have no complaints about it. I guess, it's an 8-6, but they're staying away from it being overstated like 8-cost Gecko Moria, and I am absolutely fine with it. But this is the deck list, guys. I didn't build it. I just stole it off of gumgum.gg, so I don't really have changes that I would make. Maybe bumping this up to 4. This card seems really good too. But if you guys made it this far, make sure to leave a like, comment, or subscribe. Come check out the Twitch sometime. I will see you in the next video. Peace.